Thank you. September 14 will mark the end of my time as a councillor on Wollondilly Shire Council, a time that I've enjoyed mostly, but other times I've been very frustrated, to be honest. Since 2004, I've represented the community of North Ward and the wider Wollondilly area as Deputy and Mayor, with a very eclectic group of people who've also called Wollondilly home. There are too many staff, councillors and community members to mention in one single speech that covers 20 years, so much so that this speech will be just a few memoirs of mine from 2004 till 2016. I'll also make comments after the election on those councillors who retire or are not re-elected. Even if those councillors have given me no respect over the years, the position and the community support that deserves the respect. I hope on reflection that some of the councillors I sit with currently think about their actions and change the way they act towards their colleagues in the future. The best way to speak about some of my many campaigns on council is to focus on who was with me at the time and how together the band of independent thinking heroes that I've been able to call friends have taken the voice of the small communities in Wollondilly all the way to the halls of Canberra and Macquarie Street in Sydney. In 2004, the world was a much different place. The growth that would later come in Wollondilly and our concerns for infrastructure needs started with me with battles for Camden Hospital Maternity Ward with Peter Seaton. This lost campaign helped many relationships form, and I started to speak to the farmers and community members like Will Darcy, Carolyn Graham and Julie Shepherd about concerns they had about a new thing called fracking. The anti-CSG movement would lead to a battle for our land and rights in Wollondilly. I went down the river with Rivers SOS and saw the flames lit from bubbles on the surface rising from the mines well below the surface. As Mayor, I needed to defend the area about other things too. There was a joke song released by American Rosso on the radio at the time about Picton girls, and while it was light-hearted, it said some terrible things about our community. But I wasn't afraid to take up my concerns with both, and their apology to the community was worth the effort. With the election coming in 2008, I first met a young man who would later become a friend, Benn together with Jai Rowell in Campbelltown and the new leader of the opposition at the time, Barry O'Farrell. We fought against the gas-fired power plants at Leafs Gully and Appin and connected CSG projects that would have spread through the community. Wollondilly is home to our drinking water, and together we stopped it. He was a bit of a radical at the time, unpredictable, and knowing him now, it's funny to look back on him saying he would like to handcuff himself to me on a fence of the Bargo tip to stop it from being closed. Another friend of mine who sadly we lost too early, Shane Reid, was actually to step in. He was happy to step in and was keen to even provide the handcuffs. I'm not sure where he got them from, but I won't go there. Unfortunately, Shane, or I suppose he's probably smiling and looking down from the pearly gates, waiting for us to join him with his handcuffs. There are other sad moments too. The deaths on Picton Road were terrible. We were fortunate to have state and federal elections at the time, and I worked with my friend and member then, Phil Costa, to get commitments of funding. At the same time, we would speak to Barry O'Farrell through Ben and Jai to get the extra commitment. Back and forth it went for many months. More funding was promised to fix the roads. The final amount of funding came when we had a visit by the leader of the opposition, Tony Abbott. Ben didn't tell the old Mayor Cole Mitchell that Tony was turning up in Lycra, and the photos of the lineup of the Liberals with Lycra and Cole in his suit looked ridiculous. But it was a good show at the end, and we won it at the end of the day. We also worked together to find some funny ways to win. Ben and I helped get the Pheasants Nest a slight upgrade to the shed. The upgrade was actually a whole new shed built over the old one, saving the need for a D8 at the time. They were different times. While we had those wins, not everything was easy to do. The Outer Orbital campaign is still left with many uncertainties of residents and the placement of the final road. Likewise, the Maldon-Dombarton remains as a corridor that I've protected but sits incomplete, a lost opportunity. I did, however, win the pumpkin growing competition. Little wins, I suppose. A more lasting win was the infrastructure upgrade to fields, halls and walkways that happened during my time, and it would be wrong to take credit for them on my own. Many voices were needed to bring them about. One of my fondest memories was Livvi's place and my friend Sandra Harlor, often overlooked for everything good she does in the community, and I think is the real Mayor of Warragamba, created the all-inclusive park. Thank you.